Kathleen Selman's here with Amplified Now, a content marketing agency and strategy firm that helps speakers, authors, and influencers amplify the stages that they're on. Today, I want to talk about target personas, ideal clients, niche. Usually, when I consult with a client, I say not to tell a story from their life because most people don't want to watch a video or read a blog post about how somebody used to not be awesome and now they are awesome and here's my transformation story. Nobody really wants to see that. But I'm going to make an exception because I had done this so wrong for so long. In every book that I've read, in every advice, in every course, in everything that I have worked on, step one is to define your audience. And for so long, my audience, my ideal client was anybody who could pay me. And back when I worked in a different company, we had a very specific, very narrow niche. That worked out really well. So then in the first few years of my business after I left that partnership, it worked fine to work with my friends in that industry. Now that I have a new offer, now that I'm working on high-end, low-touch content marketing, the people that I already know are not my target anymore. And so I have had a conversation with Emma, my COO and co-founder, at least once a week for the last 6 months about who is it that we want to help. And the reason it's hard to do this is because it feels so permanent. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about that and how I came around on it. I got to almost a boiling point a few weeks ago. And I thought, okay, I can't keep doing this. I can't keep talking to myself. Who is it that you're talking to when you're creating content? That really matters. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to ask for advice. And I am in this really great mastermind group, and I asked, and they said, well, who's your favorite client? And I easily said my favorite client and the reasons that this person was my favorite and what they were. And they said, oh, well, what industry is that person? And I said, well, a keynote speaker. This person is a professional speaker. This person gets paid a lot of money to go speak at conferences and companies. And they said, well, why don't you try just focusing on those people? And I thought, well, okay. And then I said, well, add influencers too. So speakers and influencers, great. Because those people already know the value of video. If you look at my past content, it's all talking about why you should get over your anxiety around video because you don't have to look like Brad Pitt to be on video. And, it's all just mindset stuff and getting in front of the camera and coaxing really good stories out of people. That's been my focus for so long. But if I focus on speakers and influencers and people who are on camera all the time, they've already seen the power of it. They're easier to edit. They are easier to get a really good story out of because all they need is a little bit of coaxing. And I love doing the coaching. I really do. I love helping people see how great they are on camera. But that's a way shorter learning curve for someone who's used to giving a speech in front of 10,000 people. So that's my story. And so if you are not clear on your target persona, your ideal client, the person who will come to you with an open wallet, who you really want to help, here are some things to think about. First of all, what do they do for work? What's their role in their organization? What's their role in their social circle or at their church or in their community? What's their role out in the world? Think about that. So a lot of times with ideal clients, people come up with a stock image and an avatar name, and I don't think you have to do that. But I do think you need to get really clear on who this person is. And so you think about what they do for fun, what they do for a living, who they are, basically. Not marketing Mary, but who that person really is. And when you think about that, then you want to think about what their goal is. What do they want? What does that person out there marketing Mary, what do they want for their life, for their job? What do they care about? What do they worry about? Not what keeps them up at night necessarily. Sometimes, yes, but a lot of times, if it's a work-related thing, people are not up at night thinking about cost-saving measures at work. Doesn't mean they're not valuable, but if they're worried about something that's keeping them up at night, what they're worried about might not be something you can solve. Unless you are working on the very lowest level of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, where you're helping with shelter and food and debt forgiveness or something like that. But how do they like to consume information? Do they like podcasts? Do they like talk radio? Do they read a physical newspaper? Are they from back in time? Do they get their information via fax? Probably not. They're probably not time travelers. So what news outlets do they read? And do they read them online, or do they listen to them on the podcast? Or do they get most of their news from social media? And where do they hang out? Where are they hanging out online? Where are they hanging out in the world? If you think about those questions, if you answer those questions, you have a really good picture of who it is that you're speaking to and what kinds of content they want to consume. What kind of download will they appreciate? What kind of free resource should you be creating for them? What kind of paid resource do you create for that specific market? And often it's not really different than what you're already doing, but just a few tiny tweaks here and there will take you so far in going narrow to go deep. I hope this was helpful. I'd love to help you map it out. We have some mapping out sessions. If you head over to amplifynow.com, there's a big old button to get in touch with us. I'd love to chat with you soon. Thanks so much.